Okay, so I made a valve solver for GK because not many people know that there are actually two combinations per set of valves. And I wanted to be able to check both of them because when you're speedrunning, you want to do the shortest path. And so I made a solver that checks both of them and it gives you the percentages of each one. The only thing that you have to do is plug in into the input row what each of your valves are set to at the start of the game. So when you're running around the map, like trying to access Pack-a-Punch to get the egg and incubate it, you can get your valves in my current game. These are my valves. And so these are toggles that, whoops, ignore that. These are toggles that we use to help determine um, what's more likely to happen. So in this game, my pink is tank. It auto sets your pink. And I don't know, let's run through it like how I normally would in a regular game. So, oops. So first thing that you do is you run through department store upstairs. This is assuming your valves are on. And you're going to check department. So once you see that department is not green, right, we can toggle it off. So department is not green, so we're going to toggle it. So now this cannot be green anymore. So it's telling us there's a 37.5% chance for this specific valve to be 1. There's a 37.5 chance for this to be 2, and a 25% chance to be 3. So if we were going to change it, we'd want to change it to something that's either 1 or 2 because it's most likely to be one of those, right? There's no guarantee for this. You're just playing for RNG, right? Just like if we were at Dragon Command, we'd want to change it to either 1 or 3 because Dragon Command's most likely percentages are 1 and 3 in this case. So let's continue. So I'm not gonna check tank pink, green, but you can check if tank's a green light from about here. You'll see the little light on, right? But I don't need to check it this game because my tank is pink. Then you buy the bridge, and you could just jump, and you'll see the little light right there. So now I know that my armory is green. So using these abbreviations here, I'm just gonna set armory to green. And now it does some things instantly, right? It tells us what both combinations are, right? So either of these combinations will work. This is the only thing that you have to do. You need to figure out which one is optimal for you to turn, right? So in my game right now, I got unlucky, and see how it shows that in my percentages, it was a 37.5% chance for 1 and 37 for 2. It just so happens to be 2 in this game. All you're doing with these percentages is playing for the RNG. I don't recommend doing these percentages in a co-op run. So I have a valve sheet that I'll publish as well that's meant for co-ops. But does not include the percentages. There's no need to use the percentages in a co-op. So now if I think about it, I don't want to change Dragon Command. Dragon Command's too far out of the way. Department, Armory, Supply, really easy to change. So I'm just going to change those quickly, and the valve should be solved.
You choose a battle you will not win.
So department needs to be 2. Armory needs to be 3, and supply needs to be 3. So normally you'd use your Dragon Strike right here to get that trophy. Right, the new trophy for Bomb Step. This one needs to be 3. And then now I just run over to Tank to pick it up. Well, I have to change Armory first as well. Right, so this is what we do in the background when we're speedrunning. This is why you see people pause when they're running Gorod. And so now the valves should be solved, assuming I didn't mess up. Right, if you want to check to make sure, you can just interact with any of the valves. It won't turn if it's solved, and here's my pink. Okay, so when you install my valve solver, you're going to need to, or it's going to look like this, right? So in order to be able to edit it, all you're going to have to do is click File, make a copy. And then you can name it whatever you want. So I'm just going to name it Fancy GK Valves. And then click OK. And you will be able to edit it. Right? I've checked every combination multiple times through multiple runs. You don't have to touch anything below here, right? If something doesn't work, you probably change something down here. Just make a new copy. It'll work just fine, right? It automatically does your P for you, right? Super easy. So if tank's P, tank will be P. It'll highlight it for you, right? You have to delete your previous game's valves because it doesn't auto delete it for you. But it also reads left to right. So if you have two P's by accident, that's why I have it set to highlight it as pink. It will only read the leftmost one. All you have to do is just input your valves as you run through the map, and you'll be good to go for this one. The other one that I have, similar process. It's just file, make a copy. It just will not have. Where's make a copy? Make a copy. It just will not have the percentages, but it's the same process to make a copy. Super simple.